Alright, lots of eggs there. See if I can get any on camera. The wind's gonna be annoying. She's laying really well. Oh, there she is right there in the center of the frame. She's not marked. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah, this whole frame is laid up. Honey on the top, honey ring, some pollen around the outside. Queen right there laying it up, and I can already see cat brood on the next frame, so that makes me very happy. This is the first real in-depth hive check of this colony, and I actually thought they were dead earlier. Yep, we got cat brood. Looks fantastic. This colony is gonna make it just fine. Resources on the outside still. Tons of eggs, larvae in every stage, cat brood. Super, super happy with that. That's exactly what we were hoping for. Just gonna rotate that pollen patty over. Full frame. Capped brood. A little larva on the outside, some pollen, honey towards the top. Everything you want to see. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yes, sir. That is absolutely fantastic. Beautiful. Well, that's all I need to see here. It's just a little welfare check. I had one colony already that lost their queen throughout the winter, so I was able to recognize that, and I actually had a small colony that probably was not going to make it just because of lack of bees, but they did have a queen that wanted to lay, just didn't have the bees to take care of them. Take care of that, those eggs and larvae. Just gonna clean this up real quick right here. Smashing bees. So yeah, I was able to take that queen and put her in another colony, and I'm gonna bump these over to put this frame back in. So yeah, I took the queen from that other colony and I put her in that bigger colony that had plenty of bees, just no queen, and they were actually starting to get a laying worker, which that's not much fun to deal with. So it was just in time, and they accepted her, and now that colony is good, so I was able to get that queen to save one colony versus losing two. This is a dead out here. They've been robbing, which is unfortunate, but sometimes they're not the easiest to stop that with. Yes, sir. This is kind of frustrating at some point. I messed up and I was missing a frame there, and so now they kind of built their own, so I'll have to clean that out eventually, but these guys are a little feisty. Hopefully they don't have queen issues. But I think this is also, other than putting pollen in here, I think this is the first time I've gotten into these guys, so kind of doing a little more smoke than usual just because it's a windy day and smoke doesn't stick around. I'm actually going to work from this side because that frame is all weird. The first frame out's always a doozy, especially at the beginning of the year. I do actually really like the Hive tools that have the J hooks. I don't have one of those with me today. Those are really awesome for getting the first frame out. Oh, that's part of the problem there. That's a weird comb. I need to address that, but again, not today. It's windy. I'm just trying to quick little welfare check. No more smoke. Good. That colony's looking good. A few frames of calf brood. This colony's being a little feisty, so we'll see. That's honey. I need to look at that. Yeah. Alright, let's not sting. That's not kind. See pollen and some nectar. That's kind of it in this one. These bees are not happy with me. This one is insistent on stinging me. For those that don't know, sometimes a super angry colony can be indicative of a queenless colony, so it always makes me a little nervous when you have that, but hopefully we'll see some signs proving me wrong here shortly. Signs there. So far, I'm not liking what I'm seeing. I got a feisty colony. I'm not seeing eggs. Bees are super jumpy. I'm seeing drones too, which it's a little early for where I'm at. It's still pretty cold here. This colony's being pretty loud. I'm thinking they might be queenless, which does bum me out, but for now, the assumption is these guys are queenless. I'm not seeing anything that makes me think that they might have a queen. They're not being very nice. If you look at my sleeve, I got stingers in my sleeve. Bees are just trying to sting me all over. So, no, we're going to give them a little more smoke. We're going to close them up. We're going to assume that they're queenless. During a nectar flow here, which we're still a little ways from, but it's not as much of a concern because you can just pop another frame from another colony with some eggs and young larvae in it and they'll make a queen, but we're still too early for that here. There's not enough drones to actually get a well-mated queen, so I may have to just pull some frames over to this one to give them that brood pheromone to try to deter a laying worker situation, and up until I can get queens shipped. So we'll give them their pollen patty back, and this colony is going to get just kind of a press pause. Down the next row here. Oh wow, alright, well. This is why you need to be more careful than I just was, so I can already see they're wanting to build this up right here. And I don't want it there, but I did notice it does have some eggs in it. Yeah. Eggs in this. Those cells right there. And so I'm looking around, making sure the queen's not there. I don't see her. I'm just gonna shake those bees back in. See if I can get at an angle you can actually see the eggs in there. It's kind of hard, but bees off that, crunch it up, can melt that down, and then I'm just gonna take a quick look here for mama. I don't see her on there, but I'm gonna set that aside and just not really mess with that. Sorry, girls. Alright. There's nothing on that frame there. Pollen kind of lighten that frame up. A little bit of nectar in there. There's a bee with pollen on it right there in the center. Pull the pollen patty off and set that. Oh, there's a queen actually right there. Stuff underneath that pollen patty. So I know she's on not this frame, but the next frame. It's good to see. I see eggs in here. Fantastic pattern. Really hard to see in these brood combs, but pollen all around. Some cat brood right there in the center, and yeah, pollen wrapping that up. That is fantastic. That's what I want to see. I do love that. Where's Mom at? We just saw her. There she is right there, down on that cat brood. She's looking really good. Her brood pattern's fantastic. Oh, she is laying some drones. Interesting. Okay, well, she's ramping it up. Alright, I like to find the queen again, and then putting her in. I can see her, she's on the inside of this frame. And I can see there's no burr comb on the other side, so I can go ahead and snug it up that side. That doesn't guarantee she's not going to move to another frame for me, but it kind of just gives me a little peace of mind unless she's in a good spot before I push those frames together. Yeah, that's every cell. Just starting to get capped, but this colony is going to do fantastic. Here in about a week or so, I might pop it down to the next box and kind of see how that's looking. I might even do a little brood box reversal and just make the top the bottom of the top and give them more space. But yeah, this is all resources here, so kind of at the end of the old brood nest, but I'm not worried about them having honey or nothing, so that is really great. So now I'm just going to give them a little more smoke to get them down and close them up. So that gap where that queen was is already pushed tight together, so it's just a little movement, and doesn't guarantee you're not going to squash a queen. You'll never have that, but I'm always a little more nervous this time of year since it's going to be a little bit before I can get a queen. I do graft and raise my own queens, but it's a little too early to do that, so I just don't have quite the drone numbers I need to get the successful mated queen like I was talking about earlier, but that one makes me feel good on the next one. Love that for me. They're already building up some home there, and see any eggs or nothing in that. Busting through these outside frames because I can see the capped honey throughout. So I'm not super concerned about looking at them. There's actually quite a bit of honey on here, so. Pull our pollen out for a quick second. Oh, I see the queen right there, green dot, right in the center. That's great. Well, she is on a pollen frame. I don't see anything on this side, but this is the kind of the first one that actually had a fair amount of bees on it, so I'm guessing our brood nest starts here. And honestly, just a couple frames of brood is all I'm really hoping for, because most of these queens have just started laying fairly recently, so yep, full of eggs. That's great. Cat brood, bingo. That's fantastic. Lots of cat brood and emerging bees. Little baby bee right in the center. It's my wife's favorite to see the baby bees. There's a few of them. That's great. This colony's gonna build up quick. Super quick. It's a younger bee. Baby bees. It's one of the best things you can see in the spring. That is absolutely great. More baby bees hatching out. Larvae in all stages. Even on this side, more larvae on all stages. The outside one appears to be mostly honey, so tuck these guys back in, but I'm happy with it. Smoke to push them down. So far, just the one other one that's queenless. I could do a similar thing, and I have a smaller colony at my house I can take the queen from and get it in that colony and get them rolling. Might end up doing that, I'll think about it, but yeah, we don't tolerate yellow jackets. No free meal for you. Pollen back over there. You want to set your pollen right on top of where your brood nest is, so they don't have to go far. In case your temperatures get a little lower, and keep everybody happy. Those guys have cruised through that pollen patty. They're pretty calm. I've noticed every time I've been here, these guys have been working pretty hard, so my guess is that they're probably building up nicely. Yep, lots of pollen, honey. It's looking good. Eggs in the cells, love it. eggs and larvae again. Both sides. Quite a bit of pollen there. They are in there, doing a thing. Yeah, this frame's packed. I don't know if you can really see, but every cell's got larvae in it. Something, whether it's larvae, pollen, or whatever, but yeah, she's working hard. Putting at that in overtime, getting her built up. Yeah, that's beautiful. That's what every beekeeper wants to see. Colony building up well in the spring. Yeah, I'll be able to pull nukes out of this one for sure. For sure. In the spirit of a little equalization, this colony's got a lot of resources for eggs and everything. I'm just carefully pushing the stuff back, trying to make sure I don't get a queen somewhere in there. We're just gonna I don't want to take one with too much pollen and stuff, because this other colony has been bringing some pollen, but I would like to bring them some eggs and larvae. I'm actually going to hold off. If it was in the middle of the season, I totally would do that, and it'd be a really easy fix. Or chances are, if it's in the middle of the season, I have queens that are ready to rock, but for right now, I want them to be really anxious for a queen, and I don't want them to think they can build a queen right now, just because I know that queen's not going to get mated well, so I would be better off to pull from one of my smaller colonies and do it that way. But alright, one queenless colony I gotta deal with. Alright, on to the next yard.